You think she's a good girl, but once you get to know her, you realize she's everything. She's crazy, she's funny, she's honest, and you'll never know what she'll do next.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you came back. This is really amazing today. We have James Henderson behind the camera as always. I'm Tracy Busch Pate. Welcome to the Being Tracy Show podcast. And today we have Pete Herard. And I came across Pete this last year when I was going to the speaking events here that they have in Naples. And Pete, I ran across Pete, and he's just so knowledgeable. He seemed to know always what's going on, where everybody's supposed to be. And I admired that. And when I saw him recently, when I went to another event, we kind of clicked, and we found out how much we have in common and what we want to accomplish. Right. And Pete, what is it that you specialize in exactly?
Yeah, so in a nutshell, I help people package their knowledge into irresistible offers that sell themselves. Really.
So he is the offer guy. This is the thing. I didn't know this was a thing. He's like, everybody's telling me about it. He's the offer guy. I'm like, the offer guy? I mean, like, this must be a new thing, like within the last 5 years? There's an offer guy. There's an occupation. Called offer guy.
Yeah, I'm probably getting known for it.
Check for that. Which box do you check? I don't know. But anyway, this guy has taken his knowledge and turned just people starting out to earning a 5-figure offer, right?
Yeah.
And so do you want to explain how you've done that and what your inspiration was for that?
Yeah, so when I quit my job back in 2019, I built a digital marketing agency, and it did good, but there was a moment where it wasn't doing so good. I started to realize, like, man, I'm doing all of these things and nothing is working. I'm doing all these different funnels, all these different things, and nothing is working. And everybody was like, yo, like marketing, content, post. And I'm like, yo, I'm doing all of these things. Why is nothing working? And then I finally realized that, like, the offer, if you guys don't know what an offer is essentially a promise of a transformation in exchange for compensation. It's literally going to someone and say, hey, look, I can give you this result, and in exchange, this is how much you're going to pay me for it. That's really what it is.
Well, now, what would you say makes an offer irresistible?
Ooh, you're asking the juicy questions. So, real simple, right?
So I know for my background. I'm putting my offer together today.
Yeah, so real simple. What makes an offer irresistible is that it must pass 3 checks, right? It must be for someone specific, it must solve a specific problem, and it must deliver a specific result, right? Those are the 3 checks that makes an offer irresistible. Like, you must talk to someone because the online space is very crowded. Right. You must solve a specific problem, right? Think about the problems that your prospects have, right? A lot of the people that I work with, they come to me, I'm like, hey, what do you do? Yeah, I help people feel alive again. And I'm like, well, people don't go to sleep and be like, oh, I just want to feel alive again. Right. So you have to solve a specific problem, and the result, it has to be tangible, measurable, it has to be specific.
Did you take a class on this? I mean, where do you get your knowledge to be an offer guy? I have no idea. It's new to me. Within the last month, I learned there's a position called offer guy.
Yeah, so I've been doing this. So the moment I learned this back in 2019, when I first started my agency, then in 2023, I wrote my first book. And then I started working with a lot of the guys that are famous in the space, right? So guys like Jacob Salem, Dan Henry, and then the guy that we all know, shout out Paul Getter, the internet marketing nerd.
You can see his podcast, a few more up on YouTube. We did a podcast.
Yeah, so Paul's amazing. Speakpreneur. If you haven't been to a Speakpreneur event, you gotta come to a Speakpreneur event.
Pretty amazing, I have to admit.
Yeah, so so I started just helping a lot of people, and then just started really giving myself to the knowledge, right? It's one of those things where once you discover that, yes, marketing is good, yes, funnels are good, yes, content's good, all of those things are amazing, but until you realize that the offer is the foundation of everything that you do for your business to succeed, then you won't go anywhere in your business. Literally, if you do not have a great offer, nothing else matters.
And what would you say, how do you know when it's a great offer?
People start paying you. Yeah, so
people start accepting your offer.
Yeah, people start saying yes to your offer, right? And that's the key, right? People say, "Hey, Pete, how do you how do I know my offer is working?" Well, how much money have you made in the last 60 days with your offer, right? How many sales calls have you had? How many people have said yes,
That's a good point.
right? So those are the key metrics that you have to look into to determine if your offer is a good offer or if it's a horrible offer.
What is a bad offer? What mistakes do people make? I mean, I think I can answer that for myself.
Yeah,
Maybe one that nobody answered. Maybe can't get any response. That might be a bad offer.
So, a couple of mistakes that people make when it comes to offers. Number one, like I said, it's not tangible. It's not specific, right? Everybody, they want to help everybody and their mama. You can't do that. You have to speak to someone specific.
Making your scope too big.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like you have to speak to someone specific, right? Who are they? What job do they have? What keeps them up at night? All of those things, right? So that's a mistake. Number two, another mistake that I see is that people, they don't have a transformation. They don't really solve a specific problem. I think a lot of people, like, not all problems are created equal, right? So you have to solve problems that are urgent. You have to solve a problem that somebody is like, man, I don't want to go to bed tonight and still have to deal with this in the morning, right? And with that, right, a quick, easy way to fix that is to focus in the top three niches. So you have health, which is helping people be healthier in some way, shape, or form. Wealth, helping people make or save money in some way, shape, or form. Or relationships, helping people get into relationships, helping people save their marriages, which is a big one.
Or meet their soulmate, maybe.
Or meet their soulmates, yeah, meet their soulmates. All of those things are solid offers for solid niches.
Yeah, and I'll say I'm interested in all of those.
Yeah, and I'd say too, the last thing too that I noticed, which a lot of people don't think about, Tracy, is that they underprice their offer, right? So, for example, Tracy, if I came to you and I said, "Hey, look, Tracy, I got this awesome Lamborghini, black rims, all black, brand new, but I don't want it. Just give me $5,000 for it."
Right. They probably wouldn't want it.
Exactly.
It has no value, right?
Yeah. So you have to charge.
There's got to be something.
Yeah, exactly. So you have to charge in proportion to the pain that you're solving for someone, right? What does it cost somebody to save their marriage? How much is it worth to them, right? I mean, if they have kids and they have a home, you're saving them hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right.
By saving their marriage. So yeah, will they
don't discount what you have to offer?
Exactly.
Right?
So
that's the biggest thing you've already taught me that.
Yeah. So it's like, is it worth $20,000 for them to save their marriage? Yeah, I'll pay $20,000 to save $200,000.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. Now, how do you align your message with your brand?
Yeah. So when it comes to aligning your message with your brand, you have to be honest with who you are. A lot of people, they go online, they get caught in this trap where, they're like, they want to create content, they want to do this, but aligning your message with your brand, for me, means you have to be authentic. That's the first step, right? You have to be authentic with who you are, authentic with what your values are. So for me, people know that I'm a church leader. They know that I'm a ministry leader. They know that I'm funny. They know that, like, Pete's the guy that does
set up with that jokes. This guy really stood out to me. When I came back to the Speakpreneur just recently, he was right there. He remembered me. He knew me.
Yeah, like, I'm out there, like, people usually tell me if dogs could talk.
He was like, "Tracy, I've been waiting for you. I got your name on the sheet. Don't worry about it. Go on in."
Yeah. So that's it. It's all about being authentic. It's all about showing up, because when I show up authentically me. And because I believe in what I'm doing, I believe in my message, I believe in who I am, then it just aligns together with my brand. I don't have to fake it till I make it, like most people do online, but we're not going to talk about that.
Now, what does storytelling have to do with branding or making it up an offer? How big of a play does storytelling have to do with that?
Storytelling has a lot to do with it. And the reason being is because people will remember how you make them feel. People remember what you will say, but they won't remember the facts, right? So they won't remember the fact. It's true. People won't remember, right? So for me,
that's a great saying. I've never heard it put that way, but okay, I've heard the beginning part of that saying. They're never gonna remember anything.
Yeah, like I remember the facts. Like, so for me, what people remember, they remember that Pete was this guy who was in banking, for like 10 years. He was the number one banker. Then he had a baby. His wife was pregnant. Then his wife was going through postpartum, and he quit his job cold turkey with no backup plan. And they're like, "Who does that? That's crazy," right? But that's what they remember. right? And then they remember the story that I give, right? I didn't grow up with my dad, so naturally I did a lot of stupid stuff in high school to fit in. And the most stupidest stuff, or I don't even that's a word, stupidest, or the most stupid stuff thing that I did was I pulled the fire alarm in high school. So I put the fire alarm, try to fit in, and then I evacuated with everybody at the school. And I got arrested because I didn't know it was a felony.
Oh.
So now,
what were you thinking? What did you want to happen?
So now,
what did you want to happen?
Exactly.
When you hit the fire alarm?
No lesson learned the hard way. But now I use that because I still have a picture of the mugshot. So I use that in my presentation. I said, look, that was the turning point for me because I committed the whitest crime ever,
Okay.
which is like pulling the fire alarm and the whole room laughs. But yeah, so they remember stories, right? So I think storytelling is one of the key ways to kind of just explode your brand, but also explode your offers as well.
Okay, now what is your strategy with social media? I know you're big on social media too.
Omnipresent, being everywhere. I think so. I mean, secret game for everybody. I don't know if you're doing this, Tracy, but if you there's a website called Post Planner, right? And if you create a reel, you can take that reel, put it on Post Planner, and it'll schedule it for you on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. You do all those four, so now you're all over the internet.
I have to do that because right now I'm posting them one at a time. I know there's an easier way. And someone at Speakpreneur actually told me about something that I can even get my podcast up on Spotify easily, Apple, where I want to get it as well. Because it was there at the beginning when we did the podcast in Boca. I had someone else put it up for me. But now that I'm doing it myself, I'm like, geez, I only have enough time to put it up like 4 or 5 places.
It helps a lot. Yes, and once you do that, then the key is you hire a VA in the Philippines or go on Upwork.com, and that VA comments and engages with people and do all of those things.
See how many things he's teaching.
Yeah, and you can just tell them, hey, this is my brand, this is my voice. These are the things that I would say. So like some of my favorite things are like booyah or boom, let's go. So like people see those comments online, they'll think it's me, and it is, but someone else.
Okay. Now, how do you? What kind of content do you like to convert followers to paying clients?
So there's 3 types of content that you need to create. One, awareness content, which is content about who you are, what you do. Awareness, who you are, what you do, and why people should follow you. Then you have conversion content or authority content, which is testimonials, right? So saying, hey, this is a client testimonial. This is what I did. This is the result that they got. And then personal content, which is content that builds the KLT factor, know, like, and trust, which is stories about you, your personal life, your struggles, kids, family, etc. So these are the 3 types of content that I rotate around to build my social media. Are there any underrated platforms that you use that you think are great for business growth? LinkedIn is underrated. LinkedIn is very underrated. LinkedIn is underrated because it's so blue ocean right now, but it's harder to make work because it's still written form content. But I know a lot of people. I've been using that more often too lately. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of business from that. Yeah, because like you think about LinkedIn, LinkedIn is kind of like the Ferrari of social media, right? Because you have executives, you have CEOs, you have all of those people that are high ballers, but people don't think of LinkedIn like that because they think it's just like, oh, it's a job site, but it's more than a job site. I never took it real seriously either. I'm always getting messages on there, too many to read. And then finally I started like looking at the messages and realizing, geez, these people want to do business with me. Yeah. You know, like maybe I better pay special close attention to this. Yeah, and LinkedIn is one of those platforms where if you stay consistent with it and you finally crack the code in terms of building a following and getting engagement, you can do really well. I know a guy, I spoke to him was 2 weeks ago. He's making about $125,000 a month just on LinkedIn. Wow. Yeah. That's $125,000 a month with his coaching program on LinkedIn. What is he doing? He does real estate coaching. Surprisingly, yeah, he does real estate coaching, but he does the investment side. So he helps people that are high income earners that don't know what to do with their money, teach them how to invest in real estate. He focuses primarily on multifamily and also flips.
That's interesting. I
Yeah.
want to figure out who that is. So you were planning on going to law school. Then your wife then you had burnout. Then your wife had postpartum depression, and then these are a lot of challenges that you had in the beginning. So like, what kind of resilience have you used to get you through all this? Like, what kind of motivation brought you through all this?
Honestly, God, that was
Okay.
it. My faith played a big role, man. So yeah, I wanted to go to law school. I got accepted, and then I said, no, I'm not doing that because I was going to be $400,000 in debt. It's crazy, $400,000 in debt, and you're not allowed to work the first year. Which
You're not allowed to work the first year?
No, you're not allowed to work the first year of law school.
Intern?
Yeah, no, yeah. Once you get, because of how intense it is, because I don't know if the statistic increased, but I believe it was about 30 to 46% of students drop out the first year of law school because of how tough it is. So they don't allow you to work. And at that time, I couldn't do it because my mom was still living in Haiti, and I had to take care of her. No one else was going to send her money, so I couldn't do that. So I went to I ended up getting a part-time job at Chase. Found out I was really good with people. I was like very persuasive, and then
that's a surprise,
right? I didn't know that skill about myself, right? And then I started doing really good. I went to get my master's in finance because I wanted to make a career out of it. And then 2019, I was burned out. I was the number one banker in the district. I was the youngest kid to become a branch manager, managing a branch that was bringing in about $30 million a month in monthly deposits.
Wow.
But then my wife gave birth, and
how many kids do you have?
Two.
Layla
in London. Layla's 6. London is 2. And no more. We're done. No boys. 2 girls. I'm good.
Okay. 4 girls. I know they're great.
Yeah. But yeah, so I just quit cold turkey, and that's how this whole entrepreneurship thing started. Yeah.
So how do you balance your drive for success with a personal fulfillment, your family? How do you balance all that? It seems like you've got a lot of balls in the air right now. Don't you?
Yeah. So for me, there's no such thing as balance. Like, I think there's harmony, right? I think a lot of people, when they say, "Oh, how do you how do you balance things? What's the balance?" I feel like a lot of times what they're saying is, how do you keep things in check, right? Because there's times where ministry is going to take precedence over things. There's times where your kids, there's times where it's business, there's times where it's your personal life, right? There's other things that are always going to creep in because there's a season and there's time for everything. So I think it's all about making sure everybody's on the same page, integrating the family. That's a big thing, integrating your family into everything that you're doing. But yeah, I think balance is kind of like, you're never going to have balance.
What is the biggest lesson that you can share that you learned when you left corporate banking? You built up this agency that was doing $30K a month.
Yeah.
What is the biggest lesson? How long did it take you to get to $30K a month?
7 months.
We want to know what you learned that you can teach us so that maybe someone out there can do something like that.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that I learned during that process was that if you put your mind to it, as cliche as that sounds, if you put your mind to it, it can and it will happen. Like, I went through a period of extreme focus.
Right.
And I discovered that with extreme focus, I felt unstoppable, Tracy. Like, I was so focused. Literally, if it was not part of what I'm trying to do, I'm not doing it. Right. Oh, Pete, let's go out. No. Pete, let's go to lunch. No. Pete, let's go. No. Unless it was revolved around church and my family, it was a hard no. It was extreme focus, and I was able to do it. And also too, believe it, again, another cliche thing is that, but it's true. Your network is your net worth.
Yes.
My first 5 deals came from people that were in my phone.
Wow.
My first 5 deals. So that's why, especially when I create offers for people, I say, go out and test it. Your first 3 to 5 clients are on your phone, your community, your family. Who didn't know? Social media.
That's true.
But people just don't want to do the work. They're lazy.
Well, and I think the value of social media is people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. And for me, that has been the biggest way to get my network to be so big, because I just started posting on social media, and then people, they feel like they know you. So they'll see you out, and then they think they know you. They call you by name. They remember what you ate for dinner last week, or something like that. Yeah. Or what your daughter did this week, or you were with your kids doing something. People remember that, and they say something about it. And then that shows you the value of social media and people getting to know you so easily that way.
100%.
And then they want to do business with you.
100%. Right? Yeah, because people, I tell my clients this all the time. When people do business with you, they're not buying your service. They're not not buying your product. They're buying you.
Right.
They're buying your product. Like that's all it is, right? Like when you go online and you create content, you show people that, hey, I'm a human behind this camera. I'm a human behind this screen, right? Like people love that, right? And there's such a big need for that right now in the marketplace because the marketplace is craving authenticity. You know, like they're tired of these, oh, hey, join my program and make $1 million in 60 days. Or, you know, the people with the Lamborghini posting, like they're tired of that. There's such a big craving for authenticity right now in the marketplace. So if any of you guys can just come up and be authentically you, show people your wins, but also show them your losses, you're going to kill it in the social media game.
Well, I want to hear about your book, and I want to hear what James, if he has any questions. But first, I want to tell you about the Real Estate Minute. So if you're still watching, please hit that subscribe button, like this interview. You know, if you have a question or if there's something more that you want to know from Pete, please post it below. Or if you just liked it, make sure you post something below and let us know what you liked about it and share it with someone else out there who might need a little bit of encouragement on building their business or building their dreams. Okay, but here right now in Florida, I want you to know how great it is in Florida. As always, if I haven't made it clear yet, right now the market is shifting toward buyers. You can see my graph up there. That's from August. That's from Sunstats, but it's still, that's what I'm going to tell you about today. The market is shifting towards buyers. In many Florida metros, the supply of homes has grown and homes are taking longer to sell. That means less frantic competition and more room to negotiate. New pending sales, homes under contract in Florida jumped by 9.9% year over year in August 2025. For single family homes, that shows buyer activity is picking up despite the challenging rate and price environment. Price growth has largely stabilized. Some home values are even down modestly, which for many buyers means a window of opportunity before prices move back up again. And look, there's activity out there. So that's good for the sellers too. You know, there's a lot of activity in real estate right now in Florida. Forecasts indicate the market is entering a more sustainable phase with moderate growth expected 3 to 5% annually rather than the steep year over year jumps seen during the pandemic. That's the bottom line is if you've been waiting for a chance to buy or invest in Florida real estate, now is a favorable moment, more choice, less frenzy, and a more balanced market. Okay, guys? So if you have a realtor, please use the realtor that's done a good job for you in the past. But if you don't have a realtor, please reach out to me. I do have realtors all over the United States and even some in Panama that can help you out. And I'd be more than happy to help you. Just let me know. Put a message below or send a message to the address I'm going to have in my bio. Okay. But James, I'm dying to know. Do you have any questions today for Pete? James has been a little quiet. Have you?
One never knows. Good one. Pete fills up the room. That's for sure. You know,
between the two of you, I'd say so. Both you guys are pretty.
He's No, I'm saying he's bombastic. I'm not talking about his size.
No, I'm not talking about your size either.
Whoa.
I'm talking about his.
I wasn't talking about anybody's. Talk about size right now.
His presence. Anyway, but back to questions. And here's what I will do as far as questions. Let's just talk about your book.
I wanted to hear about, was this your first book?
Yeah, so this was my first book, Servicepreneurship. Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about that? I want to hear about your second book that's coming too.
Yeah, so my first book really was, I'll tell you how it came about. So everybody was like, you know, everybody was asking me, yo, how did you transition from banking and made it in the entrepreneurship world in such a short time? That's crazy. And then I wanted to like, okay, well, I can write a book about it. So I called up like 3-4 publishers and they bust out with their $100,000, $150,000. I'm like,
Huh?
What? Like, I'm not Barack Obama. I'm not Oprah, like 150,000. So I'm like, I'm gonna figure out how to do this. So I just did it. I started like researching, YouTubing, Googling anything I can find, and I came up and I did it. I already had a designer. She designed the cover. Shout out to Raj. And yeah, it's servicepreneurship. So this the whole premise of this book when I launched it back in 2023 was to teach people like, hey, listen, if you're in the corporate world, 9 to 5, and you have a skill, you can use that skill and monetize that skill, right? If you work at a digital marketing firm, or you work consulting, or you work construction, or you work design, whatever it is that you do, you can monetize that skill and turn it into a 6-figure income.
Great.
So that was like the whole premise of this book. And they're good.
Wow.
They're good.
And where can they get that?
That's on Amazon, yeah. So if you're in a 9-to-5, you're watching this, you're like, I want to, transform my skill. I want to make money with my skill. Then you can, right? Because, your 9-to-5, they're paying you, but there's a whole bunch of small businesses that don't have the money and the capacity to hire a full-time employee, right? Think of it, for example, like that's why fractional C-suites exist, right? You have fractional CFOs, fractional CMOs. They exist because startups and all these companies can't afford to hire a full-time person because it would be like $300,000 to $400,000 a year. Now I know a fractional CFO right now just closed a package, $25K a month.
Wow.
You can't pay me $25K a month. I'd love that. But yeah, go find it on Amazon.
And tell us about your next book that's coming.
Yeah, my next book coming out. Your offer sucks.
That's gonna catch their eye. Now, what was your motivation behind this? What was the instigator?
So the motivation behind this is because I've done offers. I've done over 100 offers now at this point, probably more than that. And I realized that a lot of people either A, don't know what an offer is, or 2, they don't know how to put one together, or 3, it's just they have no offer at all. And a lot of these people, they're smart people. They're successful. A lot of them have successful businesses, successful real estate career, that they maybe want to coach others, want to start a consulting business, want to start a service business, and they just don't know how to package that expertise. They don't know how to package that knowledge into something and bring it into the marketplace. And if you look at the marketplace right now, there's a lot of underdeveloped offers, right? Where it's like, I help, for example, right? Like I help people fix their mindset. Well, nobody's going to sleep saying, oh my goodness, I can't wait to fix my mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what they're saying is like, man, I wish I could stop overthinking. I wish I could stop my negative thoughts. I wish I could love myself more. I wish I could, these are the things that they're taking. Yeah, I wish I could be happier. So that's the whole part of it. So I was speaking at Speakpreneur. I was doing a presentation on offers. And then one of the lines I said was, your offer sucks. And the whole room, the whole room lost it. And then one of the guys was like, are you gonna put that in a t-shirt? I was like,
Have you yet?
Not yet.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, so the book's coming first, then the t-shirt's gonna
I love it. You gotta get famous for the offer guy first. Is that your name on Facebook yet?
Yeah.
Is that your name on Facebook?
Herard, yeah, Pete Herard. But so my name on Facebook is Peterson Herard. So if you guys want to follow me, Instagram at Pete Unfiltered. Because sometimes I don't have a filter.
I don't either. I told that too.
Yeah, so Pete Unfiltered. I think that's my social media handle across all social media platforms. Pete Unfiltered. Facebook, Instagram, follow me. But yeah, so this book comes out November 14th, and the best part about it is you can get it just for a cup of coffee. I'm not even like charging, what I did for my first book. I think my first book was $27, but this book it's going to be like $7.
And you help people write their own books. Too.
Yeah. So came from the first book.
You're like, hey, I'm $100,000, but I can help you.
Yeah, no, well, the way that came about after I released the first book, everybody was like, "You did that? I want to write a book." Like, everybody named Mama want to be author.
I know. I think you wrote something. You don't even have to really write it.
Yeah. I'll write it for you. I literally, one of my writers that I still use to this day, because we've done a couple books this year for clients, he's the head writer. It was the head writer for Teachable. Okay. So, potato.
You got a lot of stuff going on.
I know, but focus. Like my main thing though, like people know me as the offer guy. That's like, I love it. That's my skill set, being able to take people's knowledge, take what people are saying and be like, oh, how about this? How about that? That's what you do. Like, that's kind of my thing. So yeah, grab a copy. Your offer sucks. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad you came today. Do you have anything else to share?
No, thank you for having me. Tracy's awesome. Like literally, I met her and I was just like,
I'm literally awesome.
She is awesome. It's literally awesome, man. So
comedian that says, have you heard of the people that use the word literally all the time? Like when it doesn't even fit, literally.
Yeah, literally awesome, So yeah, definitely follow the show, share the show.
Please
And,
help us out so we can get it out for more people to see.
That's right.
Subscribe, like, post your thoughts, share it. That's going to help us get this message out to more people. And that's what we want to do.
Yep, that's it.
And we want you to be able to find it next time you want to find a great positive message.
That's it. And also, maybe you can also be in the show. Maybe you'll be here next time.
Maybe you will. You got to read my offer. I got an offer.
That's right. She got an offer.
Please help me put together my offer. James, do you have anything else to say? James is so awesome. He's been real quiet this week. But anyway, well, we're sending y'all lots of love. And thank you so much for tuning in today. And we'll see you again next week on Friday.
Peace.
Bye-bye, guys.
You think she's a good girl, but once you get to know her, you realize she's everything. She's crazy, she's funny, she's honest, and you'll never know what she'll do next.